Today there is nothing you're going to have to copy and paste after the video or anything else, but there is something that people are constantly debating, and I'd like to put the issue at rest. And that is, why do herbalists continue to promote products when drug companies continue to say that there's nothing we should be promoting, no reason we should be promoting it or anything else, because they have the situation all covered? Well, people, are herbs better than drugs? And if so, why are herbs better than drugs? These are questions that people who know nothing about the health industry in any way, I'm sure, are going to be very interested to know. And the truth is, herbs are very much better than drugs, people, for several reasons. First, let me tell you why they're the same. To do that, the method by which drugs are made is normally to take a leaf, a root, a berry, or a natural substance, to research it, analyze it, put it under a microscope, and essentially what they're trying to do is find the active ingredient or ingredients combined that are working on a certain disease issue. Then they take the active ingredient out of the leaf, root, or berry, they synthesize it so they can patent it, and then upon patent it, or doing the patent, they put it into, a bright yellow or bright blue pill with a fancy name on it in a bottle, and hand it to you over the counter, and that is medicine. Now, the medicine has an active ingredient in that genuinely will work against a disease in most cases. That's what they try to do anyway. We know a lot of drugs don't seem to work as well as they should, but at the same time, that is the general principle behind which many, many drugs are made. There are other ways of doing it, but that's the only one we need to deal with right now in comparison with natural substances. Now, the way a herbalist makes those active ingredients able to be at the right consistency to work in virtually exactly the same manner in your body as the drugs are supposed to, is the herbalist will take, and when you get liquid formulas particularly, they'll be cooked down to where the viscosity is correct so that the active ingredient for that particular ailment is correct and at optimum so that it'll work in the best possible manner in your body. Now, that said, people, if you have the same active ingredient here in the herbs and you've got the same active ingredient here in the drugs, and you're taking one or taking the other, what's the difference? Well, at this point, I haven't told you the difference, because the truth is, at this point, they're exactly the same. At this point, the herb and the drug are both giving you the same concentration of the same ingredient. So now, let's go on to where the herbs and the drugs are very, very different from this point on. When you take and you use a drug, you are getting a single active ingredient only, and in that single active ingredient, the surrounding area is an inert substance. I'm not sure exactly what the drug companies use. I'm sure it has certain variations, but there's probably a base combination used for most of them. And it is essentially has no benefit or no harm to your body. The only thing there that is of benefit or harm to your body is the active ingredient that has been put there in a certain consistency by the drug companies to work on a disease. So now we've already covered that, and we already know that herbs and drugs can be made identical to work in that capacity. But now, what else are you getting? Are you just getting an active ingredient when you get a herb? Well, the answer is absolutely not. Along with the value of that active ingredient, every herb has between 24 and 100 medicinal usages. So what is happening is you are getting immune system responses in many, many other areas in addition to the one that you're being treated for by that herb being concentrated correctly. You are also, in addition to those immune system responses, you are getting a tremendous amount of the DNA where it matches the DNA in your body. It's helping you out. Where the immune system matches the immune system in your body, it helps you out. And in every single area, if we understand that about 50% of DNA is usually the same between humans and most other species on Earth. So we are essentially very related to every species on the face of the Earth, and that interrelationship is very beneficial in the use of herbs. You have the DNA. Again, like I said, you now have the immune system portions of the herb. You now also have the vitamin, mineral, and trace element balance of the herb. And people, this is more important than what you think, because drugs tremendously rob the body of minerals and trace elements and create tremendous side effects. I'm not saying all drugs do it for exactly the same reason. There's probably some variety in there, because I'm not hugely familiar with drugs in order to be able to tell you this, this, and this about them. I've learned very little about them in my lifetime, to be honest. But the herbs, when you take them and you have this concentrated active ingredient, herbs have every mineral and trace element in the natural environment necessary to counterbalance that in the leaf or in the root or in the berry. So when it goes into your body, and starts acting in your body, it draws very little from your body and is able to draw most everything it needs out of its surrounding or uh, uh, vegetable matter that goes in there with it. And so you're not having the tremendous side effects from the herbs while you're still getting the same benefits. And really and truly, for every drug manufacturer to make a proper drug and to do the job properly, they would have to add the minerals and trace elements into each drug to make that drug so that it would have its own to work on instead of robbing your body blind and leaving you with a lot of side effects. Um, Take a good mineral and trace element combination. I know we have a kelp one that has a tremendous amount of it, and they should help a lot with side effects, although I've never actually tried it. I speculate that it should work. But people, now we have that. We have the food value, too, of what's going into your body. So we have all these extra elements. And I'm going to tell you the kind of benefits that gives. One combination that is used for AIDS that we use that will put AIDS into remission in a week in every single case has 20 herbs in it, and it's made into a tea. Now those 20 herbs each have between 24 and 100 medicinal usages. So let's just take 50. 50 times 20 herbs means there would be 1,000 things that that herb is good for in your body. That's why herbalists make claims that are legitimately true and people think that you're absolutely insane for making them, is because there really are this kind of variety of medicinal benefits out of a single herb or a single grouping of herbs that can be done. Now in that herbal combination, because there are 20 herbs in a single tea bag, there isn't one of them strong enough to do anything on its own. But the homeopathic responses that it generates in your immune system go off like popcorn, and your immune system just massively supercharges. And that's what we use, and it works very, very well. Now understand that when you do these things, you can't do them with drugs because drugs don't have all the elements in them to be able to do this. Drugs each have one medicinal usage, and that's it. So now let's take, because I'm a truck driver, let's take the AIDS virus into Kenworth. He's heading down the highway, and all of a sudden there's a drug-based sign up there, rock slide, stop. Okay, no, don't go any further. Kenworth gears down, stops. The AIDS virus and his swampers jump out and they take a look. And let's say in this case, and I have no idea, I'm just off the top of my head on saying a dosage because I have no idea on drugs. Let's say that he's taking a 7-drug combination for AIDS, this particular person, okay? The AIDS virus stops there for a while, looks and laughs. They pull out the chains and boomers off the truck. They grab a few of the rocks. They yank them off the road. And it slows them down for a while, sure, but they hop back in and they're gone again in a matter of time. And the AIDS virus continues to get by roadblock after roadblock set up by the drug companies because of this particular thing, because there just is not enough elements in the formula to be able to do the job for very long. Now, in that 20 herb cocktail that we built and put together for this purpose, okay, the AIDS virus stops and looks, and there are 1,000 rocks on the road. He goes back to the truck and says, we're going to sit this one out and wait for help. And I'm telling you, the one person I've had on that cocktail for 16 years now, the AIDS virus has never got by it. He lives its complete quality of life and remission. Now, I realize I'm not supposed to be saying that, and I'm not giving out the tea because I'm not on this video because it would get a whole lot of people in trouble. But this is genuine, people. Herbs have so much more benefits. Again, the food value, this, areas of the immune system in yours are the same, and even areas where they're not temporarily in your body, there might be something trying to invade that particular leaf will generate an immune system response to real quick that your body wouldn't normally have. There are so many ways that you have so many extra benefits from the herbs and the combinations that when you drink this tea, you have up to 1,000 benefits happening in your body at the same time. If you took 20 herbs, you would have 20 benefits going on in your body at the same time. And unfortunately, every one of their benefits has a cost attached because they don't have the correct stuff in the pills to stop side effects. The herbs normally don't. The only side effect you usually get off herbs is you start to feel so much better. So people, when a herb has the same ingredient as a drug, and you can take the herb and it'll do the same job, why not get all the extra benefits? The herbs have them, the drugs don't. Please remember that when you use or make the choice. And please remember that's why people like me put sites up like this. I myself have recovered from a lot of things to be in good health because I have gone to herbal medicine and left drugs behind. Now, I won't belabor the video anymore, but most people don't know what the difference is. I'm not very good at making videos, I know that. But I hope you'll take the information and understand that when you go herbal, you really are stepping on very solid ground. Thank you very much.